Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. So today I will be showing you guys how I did my Tweety Bird nails Halloween edition. So right here I'm using my Medical Pro nail drill. I'm also using a 180 fine grit sanding band to sand down my natural nails. I do try to get as much of the cuticles on my nail bed off first before going in and trimming with my cuticle nippers. This finger you can see is a little crusty. My cat scratched me, but we're gonna ignore that, work around. Yeah, so I will be using some extra long duck nail tips. This will be the first time I'm doing long duck nails on myself. I generally stick to square or stiletto for my fingers. I do have kind of chubbier fingers. I also didn't want to do too much of a duck nail, like too flared out. Um, so you'll see me go in and shape it and go back and try to make it a little bit more skinnier. But yeah, this is the first time I'm doing some detailed art on my nails, and it was an experience. It was time consuming. It was very tedious, but I enjoyed it so much and I love the end result. So keep watching if you guys want to see how they end up turning out. So right here you can see that I used regular straight square tips first. The duck nails that I have are on the shorter side, so to add some length I did have to go in and do the square nails first. Then I trimmed them the length that I wanted and then added the duck tips to the ends. And I don't usually use a hand file to shape my duck nails. Maybe I'll use it to kind of file underneath on the side walls a little bit just to kind of bring them in some, but I generally use my sanding band for the most part. So you'll see me kind of pre-shaping a little bit just to kind of straighten the sides up, and then hitting the tips and getting that moon shape. I will go back and touch it up, so this part is kind of just more so making it easier for me, I guess you would say, later on once I do apply my acrylic. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the prepping for our application. I do go in with a dehydrator from Mia Secret first, and then I'll go back in with a bond from Young Nails. I find this combination works the best for me, especially if you've ever had trouble with lifting on your clients in the past. This one works really well, and I do recommend using 2 coats and really just making sure you hit the whole nail with that bond. Okay, and then so we're gonna get into the application next. This powder that I use is one of my go-to. It's one of my favorites. It's a glow-in-the-dark milky or soft white. It's more of like a soft white powder from DCH. It glows this really pretty aqua color, and I do use smaller beads starting out because it is a very fast drying powder, so it starts off very runny, but then it as soon as you start working with it, it does dry pretty fast. So you'll see me kind of working with this acrylic on the pinky. You know, you got to start off small just to test out your powder before you go in and do a big old bead. So I'm just going to let you guys look at the application process. I do use this base color on each nail, and I will get back to you guys when we start doing the designs. Okay, so you guys can see the application is done, and I'm gonna skip over the filing and the drilling part because that part's pretty basic. I feel like it's a little bit boring, but I do use the drill for the most part. Like I said, I'll probably use a hand file on the side walls, but look at this color. I wanted to show you guys real quick the color that it glows. That's why it's one of my favorites. But yeah, so this is where I got my inspo. I kind of just found some graphics off of Pinterest. Tweety Bird just gave me such a nostalgic feeling from my childhood, and I kind of wanted to put a little twist on it. This was the only nail that I found that had um on some nails. The rest were just graphics, so I wanted to give all those a try, kind of do a little bit different, each nail a little bit different. And you know, as a nail tech, you do have to be a little mixologist and mix your own colors, especially if you don't have a color. That doesn't mean anything, you know. Mix your own color. You can never say you don't have a color. Okay, so for each nail, I knew I wanted to do the silhouette first. It kind of made it a little bit easier to go ahead and do the base first. That way the detailing would be a lot easier to have like an outline. So this pinky nail, I did decide to do the cowgirl one on that one. And then on my ring finger, I decided to do the devil version of Tweety Bird, you know, like the good angel, the bad angel. And my middle finger was like a 90s princess thug, I guess. I don't know what to call it, but that was fun. That was one of my favorites because it kind of gave like a throwback on top of it being Tweety Birds. And then on my pointer finger, I did the skeleton, and on my thumb was a Chucky version of Tweety Bird. So yeah, you'll just see me going in and doing all the base work and the detailing first, and then we'll go in and do all of the outlining and the details. Okay, so now we're gonna get into more of the details. I didn't get to capture as much as I wanted to on the details because they were so tedious, and my hand was cramping up at this point trying to stay in frame as well as doing all these small fine lines. But yeah, I'll let you guys finish out the rest of the video. Stay to the end to see the end results and the glow in the dark. But these were so much fun to do. I will definitely be doing more artwork on my nails. I will have to mentally prepare myself to stay in the shop for hours doing these. But yeah, let me know which one you guys like the most, and please comment down below what you guys want to see me do next. Thank you guys for watching.